liberty, and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the day today. Blessings upon our farmers who plant the crops and raise the livestock and feed us all. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
Cricket. All right. We're live. Welcome, everybody. We are live on Facebook. Welcome to our guests. We'll get count who's on there and get that for us as well. It's kind of an exciting day. We've got quite a few guests here. Going to have you introduce your guest today. It's good to see Shelby. You're not a guest. She has a rather one of our members. Of course, Jim's one of our newest members. And Jim, I'm going to cue up on your shirt, Notre Dame. I'll be there in just a few days, and so will Chris. We'll be talking about that later. Very, very cool. So it's going to be a good day. We're excited about a lot of stuff that's going on and in our community and all of those kind of things. So once again, I want to say that we have a theme around here that we've done for a whole year. We're going to do it for another month. Then Missy's going to decide what she's going to saddle you with every week or every meeting. So it's each one bring one.
Each one bring one.
Finally, cheers! Took me 11 months, but I finally trained you. So, Matt, go ahead. You're the farthest back. Introduce your guest, if you would.
I'd like to introduce Matthew. I script his last name all the time.
What's it start with?
Moringa?
Portinga.
Morninga. That's
Yeah.
not hard.
It's a Demont name.
Yeah.
He came in and said he was replacing Steve Torbett. I cut him off really quick and said, do not disclose that.
Never use that name again.
Just say
Just kidding.
you're new blood at Alliance Bank, so we want to welcome him to the community.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Glad to have you here. Welcome. Missy.
This is Jessica Bach. She works with me at the Rensselaer Care Center. She's our business development and admissions director.
Jessica, welcome.
Thank you.
We expect 10-minute speeches out of each of you before we leave today, just so you know. And you will be great. I'm kidding.
Stephanie leaves you time.
Yeah, never mind. Stephanie's here. We won't have time. We love Stephanie. On that particular note, Stephanie Johnson, I guess, I like to say, I might be using the term loosely. She may not aspire to this truth, but I like to think of Stephanie as my friend. She certainly has supported. She certainly has supported every single event, and especially our pork burger events through REMC over the years. Bailed me out. I could not tell you how many times, and I most appreciate her on that level. Our friendship did get tested one time when we put a windshield in her truck, but Jesus helped me. That's pretty much how that went, and we got that sorted out. So those are true tests of friendship. That's when you find out. So I'm going to have her come. She's going to introduce the rest of the guys that are with her, and they're going to be talking to us about some exciting new stuff for Jasper County. Give Stephanie a hand, please.
Because they're not going to be on camera.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah, there's a camera there.
There's a camera you need to grab.
There we go.
Okay,
We
make
got
sure
you.
one of the cameras is on them anyway.
Yes.
So, I have brought with me our CEO, John Rich. He's been our CEO since July and is carrying us through this broadband project along with Sean Perry, who is our broadband manager. And this has been a huge project for the REMC to endeavor into the internet world, but we have had a lot of indication from our membership and from communities that we definitely live in an unserved and underserved area in internet world. So We wanted to just kind of catch up a little bit today and let you know where we're at with our project. You may have read in the paper as the governor issued a press release that Jasper County REMC was awarded $12,500,000 of the Next Level Connect grants. And I know Russ has been calling and asking, when are we going to talk about that? As with any grant like this, whether it be state or federal, we are going to wait for that paperwork to come from the state. We are going to do a lot of due diligence on behalf of our members and this project to make sure that the rules that were in place when we applied for the money are the rules that are still in place when we get the money. And you know, we're sure nothing's changed, but we just really need to do the due diligence and make sure that everything is as we expect it to be. We have, because that's such a huge amount of money, it is a matching grant. We have to do a lot more financial strategizing, if that's a word.
It is now.
It is officially, as of right now, strategizing is a word. And so we have some people, some consultants that are helping us with that, helping us make some financial plans so that this all works out to the best interests of those that need this service. Across the state of Indiana, REMCs were issued. You okay, Mike?
No, it wasn't me. This time.
Would you like to share with class? REMCs were awarded about $54 million across the state. What that tells us is that our state legislators who created this grant opportunity, they know there's a need for internet in the rural areas, improved and at all. So they are looking to the REMCs to help make this happen. They are looking at existing companies as well, you know, the CenturyLinks and whoever else is out there serving these areas. But the REMCs are willing to play a big part in this game, and we're willing to accept the responsibility to do a good job and make it happen. So $54 million of that grant to REMCs across the state is a really big deal. We've been telling our consumers that this is a 5 to 8 year project. We are only just finishing year 1, so we've got a ways to go. We are building this infrastructure completely from scratch. We have done a fiber ring to all of our substations, and that ring, its intention is to improve electric service. That's actually part of our electric plant. So we'll be able to use some additional equipment on the lines to make things more automated, for us to troubleshoot sooner, troubleshoot even before the lights go out, which is always the goal. You know, John's strategy that he's been sharing with our members since he started as CEO was that we have an always-on strategy. That's our goal. So it's a lofty goal, but it's what he's telling everyone, and we're doing it. Part of building a fiber network from scratch is hiring the right people. And the first hire we made was Sean with us today. And Sean came to us from New York via Texas. So we were able we were able to hire him. Great hire. Brought his family here. They're acclimating to the community, and he's had a lot of family visiting on and off here, and they're enjoying our community as well. So it's been a great opportunity for them and for the co-op. Sean, why don't you join me on Facebook Live? Come join me.
I'm already on it.
Different angle. Are you ready for your close-up? So I'm going to put Sean on the spot. And tell us a little bit more about what's next, since our ring is this close to done. What's happening after the ring?
Well, there's two phases. Step one is, once the ring is completed, we're gonna start hooking up some what we're gonna call friendly customers. Now, I say friendly.
I have my own business, I'm very sorry.
Everyone in the room
Well-
has raised their hands.
What we're aiming for there is maybe some employees, maybe some people that we know personally, so that we can get some honest feedback, make sure everything works. Make sure that the speeds that we're promising are what those people are getting. Make sure we have all our internal processes down for how we're gonna handle troubles, how are we going to handle outages, how are we gonna handle billing. There's a plan in place for all of that, but the last thing we wanna do is say, okay, it works, we turned it on yesterday, let's hook up the random public. So I assume that's kind of a very quick path to failure. So once we get through that friendly cycle, which hopefully will be shorter rather than longer because we've already ironed out all the problems already. But once we get through that cycle, then we'll start hooking up the random public or our membership and those people who can hit that fiber areas, hit that fixed wireless, and hit the infrastructure that we've put in place. Beyond that step is phase 2, 3, and 4 of the project, which encompasses some of this grant money, and where we're building to next. Again, it's a 5 to 8 year project, so the areas that we've been able to turn on or are able to turn on this year are just the first areas of many that we're gonna continue to build out until the goal is to be able to serve everyone in the community or everyone who is underserved.
And those were important terms that we learned early on, because as an electric cooperative, we're learning this industry. And we're not just selling a product, we are learning an industry. We want to be in it to win it. So Sean has been able to teach us what we know. But one of the things we learned early on was those two terms, unserved and underserved. And even though we have some more urban areas, in the DeMont area, and they have options, more options than if you live in Parr, if you're in Teft, even Fair Oaks, that there's still a lot of those areas that are considered underserved. More urban for us, but when you consider from a metropolitan level coming down to DeMont, where all the people are, still underserved. So one of the things we've worked on quite a bit too is with the legislators. And this has been the perfect project to show what it looks like when your local economic development organization and your commissioners and your state legislature and your federal legislators and your co-op all work together. This project is happening because of all of those relationships. It wouldn't happen without them, honestly. Some of those people have paved the way for us. One of our local state representatives, Sharon Nagel from the Attica area, she was one of the legislators that crafted the legislation so that these grants could exist. I mean, without her leadership on that, it would have been a hard fight to get this money, in a grant from anywhere else. So, yeah. So, on a local level, our economic development organization and the commissioners worked together to create the whole county to be a broadband development zone, something like that? Broadband ready community. And not specifically for us, but for any company that wants to come and build a broadband network here to serve those unserved and underserved. So there's, we're seeing benefits from that effort as well. So it's been a big party. So anything else you'd like to add before I go into marketing mode?
What's this inner circle thing you're talking about? Or the ring?
The ring?
So the ring is,
I've seen you building towers along, roads I drive in on, is that part of that?
so the ring is about 120 miles of fiber that connects all of our substations together. So that gives us the backbone to be able to build off of in the future to get to individual homes, businesses, as well as the towers that we put up.
Okay.
So as part of phase one, we did put up 8 fixed wireless sites, 8 towers throughout the county, to mostly focus on some of the very unserved and underserved parts of the county. The towers were put up to try to hit as many people as quickly as we could until we are able to build fiber out to those areas.
So where were the towers located, or you guys said,
They're spread out. There's one west of Par, one right at 231, kind of level with 14, one east on 14, and then there's another 5 down here, kind of around Rensselaer and to the south of Rensselaer.
Coysburg Road has one.
I didn't see that. Wondered who did that.
That was us.
Yes?
What's the general plan to correct the unserved prior to the underserved, or the underserved before the unserved?
Ideally, the plan is to go with the unserved first, to go with the people who have the biggest need as soon as possible. Geographically, some of that looks like a checkerboard, and so we're also trying to balance that with financially, how do we get there? Sometimes we do have to chase some density just to make that financially feasible to get to the more rural areas. However, the unserved and underserved are goal number 1. That was a tough question.
I saw a sweat pop on his forehead, dude.
I have a really simple question. Is it 5 gigahertz, 6 gigahertz, 60 gigahertz? I'm assuming those are a stopgap measure until you can actually get fiber ran.
Absolutely. So phase 1 is a 5 gigahertz solution. At this point, fixed wireless is a stopgap measure until we can get fiber or a better solution out there. As technology continues to evolve and those spectrum licenses come up, the move towards a more regulated spectrum may happen. We'll address that as we continue on. We're also looking into possible LTE solutions. Whatever the best technology is that we can get out to those people. We are not going to be technology, specific. We're not biased one way or the other. Just trying to make sure that we can serve those people the best we can. But for this deployment in phase 1, it was all 5 gigahertz.
$20 if you can tell me what he just said, man.
Yeah,
$20.
they wasted my time.
I have one that'll actually make sense to you, Matt.
Okay, heartbeat.
What tiers are you aiming for, and what tiers you plan on for rollout? Are you looking at doing 500 meg down, 50 meg up? Are you looking at 100 meg down, 10 meg up? I mean, what's the goal in the plan?
So, I'm gonna look for a nod here, as we haven't put it on the website yet.
Hence the question.
In the fiber solution, in the areas that we are able to fiber right off the bat, everything will be symmetrical, and our lowest speed tier is going to be around 200, up to a gig. As we push forward with the grant, we are planning on doing multi-gig services if we continue with the grant with the state Indiana. In our fixed wireless solution, needless to say, those speeds are not going to be there. On paper right now, the plan is to get those up to around 100 by 20 to meet that FCC level of what they're calling baseline internet today, or above baseline. Needless to say, distance, tree cover, there's a lot of different things that impact that wireless signal. Sorry, what's symmetrical? So symmetrical on the fiber means
Matt, listen up.
It's on the test.
Same speed down is same speed up.
Gotcha.
So with a DSL solution or a fixed wireless solution, a lot of what we have around here is people have 5 meg down and half a meg up. Great for, for receiving emails, great for, maybe even a little bit of streaming. Not so great for having a camera at home or, trying to use a Ring doorbell. So that upstream is becoming ever more and more important as we put the Internet of Things in our house and want to check that remotely. And I'll plug Stephanie's Wi-Fi thermostat program, to be able to turn off your thermostat remotely or have it be controlled remotely, you need that upstream.
And just to put that in perspective, I have to use 2 cellular providers bonded in this building to be able to live stream what we're doing right now in order to get 15 meg up. I have to use AT&T and Verizon at the same time.
Wow.
So.
Thank you.
Her marketing strategy just got a lot.
Looking just.
So if they're running new lines or poles down the road, are you gonna be setting up fiber, run those poles while you're doing it, instead of going back and doing it later? Or?
In some areas, yes. In some areas, no. The cost of, if we're redoing a pole line, the cost of adding fiber as we do it and adding it later it's a negligible difference, mostly because it's a different skill set. The linemen aren't running fiber, and our fiber guys aren't playing with the Sparky stuff.
Fiber guys don't like Sparky stuff.
But because of the make ready, because of the work we have to do on pole lines before we can attach fiber to it, a lot of those areas that we are having to rebuild just for normal repair and maintenance, maybe some of the first areas that we build fiber to as well, just because the pole line will be new and clean. And all the new pole line replacements we are doing are keeping fiber in mind, thinking that it may not be here yet, but it will be. So let's make sure we build this pole line large enough or tall enough to accommodate fiber.
So that eventually have to run fiber from the pole up to the house?
Yes. Yes.
That's the goal. So I have handed out the article that is that our members are seeing in their bill stuffer this month and in their magazine with a QR code. If you scan the QR code with your phone, it'll take you right to our landing page to register your interest. So far, that's where our website is at, is we're registering interest. We're hoping in the very near future, I'd say probably in the next 6 weeks or so, to have our new website up that will have all of the price points and let people see where it's going to be available. So we're probably a couple months out in a line. Couple months out at least, I guess.
Probably.
Okay. We have to have the friendlies first, make sure everything's working before it's out there. So we are calling our product Connect Internet by Jasper County REMC. So you will start seeing this logo all over the place. We've got some big flashy truck designs that are going to be on the road. You won't miss it. And that's something else that it's important to note, that the internet services are brought to you by Jasper County REMC. It's not a separate company. All the employees that are working on the internet side are REMC employees. Anything you'd like to add, John? I don't know where we're at on time. Where are we at on time?
25 till.
Okay.
I've had the pleasure of working with Stephanie for 17 years and been at the co-op for 17 years, and started in this project again a year and a half ago, and so it's a great team of people we have, and it's a great thing that we can do for the community. So becoming a dual service cooperative, serving electric and fiber, but providing more jobs and bringing opportunities to the community for telemedicine, education. I think one of the big spurs was when they had to bring the buses out in the country with hotspots for the kids to be able to get their e-learning. So, but thank you for having us as your guest, and thank you for your questions, and thank you for the support of the community.
Any other questions? Orville?
Since the fiber optics are being run through current substations, are we to assume that that's going to be the primary footprint for your internet service, or will other areas be included also?
that just serves as the transport, so we'll have to run lines off of there. So yeah, that's the main area, but we can go as far out as we need to.
Think of it as the transmission line. If it was an electric system, it'd be NIPSCO's transmission, and then we're gonna branch off of there.
So subdivisions and that are not served by REMC, will they be excluded, or will they be lines run to the subdivision so that they can tap into your internet service?
We're not excluding non-members, but we are gonna prioritize members first. But we do have the ability to serve non-members.
All right. Anybody else? All right.
Thank you, Stephanie. Guys got away from me. I have, because Stephanie probably already has one of these, but for the guys, since they have to put up with Stephanie, I've got 2 coffee cups for you. And however, we have been known among Rotary to put more than coffee in coffee shops. Thank you for coming, ladies. I really appreciate it. Sorry, I didn't jump up fast enough. Matt, would you like to?
I guess.
Wow, the enthusiasm is overwhelming. The pig
A lot
is
of
back
pressure.
there.
Where's the pig?
Yeah, it's right behind you.
Okay, just walk by it. I'll have to leave early, so I'm gonna go ahead and pay now. So I love May. May's a great month. Weather is perfect in May. And my favorite thing about May is graduation. So who has had the most graduation invites so far? Usually a kid thing. How many you got?
50.
50? Oh my God. Yeah, it's usually a kid thing. Has anybody got none so far? You owe $1.
I owe that. And that's not for you to send me your 50, by
Yeah. Well, you get to eat free for like 2 months on the weekends, so if you time it right.
It's sort of free.
Yeah.
Prepaid.
When we got a lot of those, we used to like line them up. We always went to the funnest people last. You know, so.
You know where to end up at.
You owe $5. Just because of the questions. You just can't do that.
You just can't let that
See how it is.
We see where we're going with this.
Yeah. So, John, I've never met you before. Were you in a band before coming to the REMC?
No, he has an H in his name.
Okay. Okay. So I wasn't sure. So anyway, anybody going to the 500 this year? Love to go in the 500. That's part of May too.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. No? No one? Okay, I guess I'll pay $1. 'Cause
You're going?
I'm trying to figure out how to go.
Oh, he was trying to get somebody's ticket. I get
Yeah,
it.
so, other than that, any other celebrations this week? Birthdays?
Had a birthday last Tuesday.
All right.
Happy birthday.
79.
No.
Okay.
Our co-op is 84.
Oh, 84. Wow. Thank you. All right. Anything else? May is kind of nobody got married in May.
Not getting married, but we're happy buck.
Happy buck.
And I don't know, I got more than that, I'm a buck, so.
He's
happy-
really happy.
Yeah, we're getting a new, yeah, I'm really happy because we're getting new youth educators on June 1st, so.
Oh, who's that?
Peyton Newman, to get it all together,
Peyton from?
from Plaska County.
Okay.
And I guess since I've thrown it, I don't think I paid for the vacation home in Florida, so I threw that.
You got a vacation home in Florida now? Wow. Okay. That's gotta be how many doors?
And Sherry and the kids
How
were
many-
there. Sherry and the kids have been there this week. I've been here working.
Is there a door tag?
We do door tax, we do sidewalk tax, we do. There's definitely now an ocean tax.
We're 20 minutes from ocean.
Okay, all right.
Or golf, not the other side.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Matt, I appreciate that. Those are guests today, the money that we raise through the pig, which we do a lot of pork burger sales, obviously. But the money that is raised from finding and, gigging and taking your money and whatever And I always loved when I walked into a new church and they said they were going to lift an offering. Now, I pastored a long time ago in Hammond, Indiana, so when somebody used the word lift, I was thinking something a little bit different, just so you know, because it was kind of rough up there, and we would all hide under the pews for a little bit because they were lifting an offering. Anyway, you'll get that later. But that money all goes towards the foundation, so it's kind of a neat way to support Rotary and have a little fun with everyone. And again, I wanted to welcome our guests online. I believe Stephen Spicer is with us and Cecile Egan is with us. Barb Robertson was with us for a little while. She's checking up on someone. I thought that was interesting. That would be Matt. Who else did I get? There was a couple more that we are not really sure who they are. They could be from any country anywhere.
I didn't recognize the other two names, so.
All right, so there you have it. So you guys are famous in households today. And there'll be there'll be several hundred that will watch this probably before it's over, which is always very, very cool. Sue, give us a quick update on the Cold Guard. I know you told us last Tuesday, but you
The
can tell us
last
again.
notice, they said it'd be 2 to 3 weeks before we got it delivered. It's been 3 weeks, so it's not delivered, so I'll call this afternoon.
We're good.
So,
It's on its way.
I know it had been delayed for months beforehand, so I'm not giving a guarantee that it'll be here anytime soon.
And also the Memorial Bell, they did say would happen a little bit sooner.
It's coming in June.
So that's awesome. We were original was for September, so we're raising money, continuing for that. REMC is a big sponsor, along with Hillcrest and the Boy Scouts of America have been major contributors to that. Thank you again. And again, I told you that's the way that goes. Every time I look around, Stephanie is helping us out, and REMC, and I appreciate that. And others have donated to that project as well. We still need about another $600 or $800 before we're done. I know the Boy Scouts are doing something special. We'll be able to help them here in the next month or so. And so if you want to donate to that project, you are certainly more than welcome. I've had a couple people ask me about the Mexico trip. I've asked Missy if we could carry that over into the next year. We're hoping that I will still get to travel to the Cleft Palate Hospital. I've shared some of my story. I'll share that at Change of the Gavel again, just so you kind of refresh your memories again in June. But I'm hoping to make that trip to Mexico, and we're still on target to raise $10,000 for that hospital there. And I'll just keep telling you, things have kind of delayed. We're still post-pandemic and those kind of things, but I know that it's going to happen if I have anything to do with it. Our next meeting is at Fenwick's. District conference is this weekend at Notre Dame. Everybody look at Jim. He's got a Notre Dame shirt on. A little bit of a fan there. We will be having the banquet on Friday night up on the east side of the football stadium in a banquet hall that is just absolutely gorgeous. If you would like to travel and just be at that alone, I can get you the rest of the information. You should have it in your email, so continue to check your email for the new calendar and those kind of things. The last thing that I want to share with you, or a couple things, is we want to keep in mind the last weekend of the month is Memorial Day, is on Monday. On Tuesday evening, I'm inviting everybody to my house for a social event outside. We're thinking of breaking out the grill and doing pork burgers. It's been too long since we've had a pork burger. So you're welcome to come, bring a guest. We want to go over a couple quick budget things. And also looking forward to the next year. Change of the Gavel is on your calendar. I just sent that out. It is in June on the 24th. It's a Friday night, a little bit of a change. We're working on the venue. We're going to have music and food and drinks, not water, unless that's what you choose, and other things. It'll be a good time. Again, if you're planning on bringing a guest, that's great. There will be a fee for a guest. But for a member and their guests, it's already paid for by your dues. But these are great events to bring people to find out what Rotary's about. So our membership is growing, our meetings are growing continually. Again, it's one of those things where If we could get everybody that comes to Rotary to come at the same time, that would be great. But it's usually a different crowd. So, and some of you hit every meeting, and I'm appreciative for that as well. So make sure that you go ahead and RSVP Ann or myself, and we should have that finalized in the next week or so. All right? Is there any questions about changing the gavel or anything that I've talked about so far? Because I'm rolling through this stuff kind of fast. I'll be leaving for Houston, Texas, sometime, a couple weekends, for international convention. I think it starts on the 4th. Is that right? June 4th, June 3rd, somewhere in there. One of them their days. It's a Saturday. Starts on Saturday and goes through Thursday. Interesting schedule. But I'm going to be working with Chris a little bit, see if I can do something live from out there or whatever. It'll be kind of fun on that Tuesday meeting. So, any other questions? Any other things? Wow. Yes, Orville.
This is National Law Enforcement Week, and there should be a televised program from Washington DC for the National Law Enforcement Memorial. I haven't seen when that's gonna be, but it generally happens Thursday or Friday, so.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing that. I had not seen that, so we'll certainly be looking for that. Right.
It's also, May is Mental Health Month, and if you ever get a chance or want to listen to podcasts, you can Google Purdue Farm Stress Team, and we have about a dozen different podcasts you can listen to, ranging from Zippy Duval, I think we had was one of them, the Farm Bureau, Matt Painter was a speaker, Max Armstrong, President of Sumitomo Chemical, my brother, but the president of the Indianapolis Corporation for the NCAA championship game that she had 50 employees that basically lost their job when the game was over, so she had a little stress going on, so things like that. So, and the new one just came out with the Lieutenant Governor Crouch just came out yesterday.
Very good. We also have the 50/50, $184. Reach and grab one of those blue tickets out of there. This is your opportunity to make friends.
Let's see, who's, did you say Zippy?
I think we did.
Find this kind of room. 4360. 4360 is the last floor. Who we got? Is that the mayor? We're looking for the 10 of hearts on that pile of cards there, Mayor. We'll let you gamble. It's on live TV or Facebook, so.
Queen of Hearts.
Queen.
Queen of Hearts.
What I said?
10.
I meant
I was thinking
that.
that's such a random number.
Queen of Hearts, right?
Yes. And you got the 8 of hearts, which is kind of sort of close, not really. I don't know why I said 10 of hearts. Why would I say? Anyway, doesn't matter. Stand with us for the 4-way test. Right here on the chart. First, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Have a great afternoon, everybody.
Take care, Roland.
The